Melissa Lantsman is a Conservative MP from the Toronto area, first term, and she joins me right now because I want to put the question to you. Your new leader, Poilievre, he has said when he was running for leader that if he is elected Prime Minister, he's going to defund the CBC. One, do you agree with that? And two, do you think he'll do it?
I think he will do it. I think the party agrees with it. And I think that there needs to be some accountability from something that is full of taxpayer dollars that doesn't hold anybody to account.
So would that mean changing the CBC? You know, you've been around media for a long, long time. You know media. Should there not be a public broadcaster of some sort?
I think the media that you see today is very different than what you saw when you were in politics. And I think that you had a media that was fulsome. They asked questions of the government. They held politicians to account. What we are seeing today is a place where government news releases are printed, and that has to change.
Okay, let me just shift gears here and now talk about Poilievre as leader. I was in a discussion a little while ago, a number of people about politics, and then someone mentioned Poilievre's name, and a woman there, a smart woman, she said, don't ever mention that name again. I said, well, why not? I mean, you know, he's the leader of the party. And she said, I hate him. I said, why? She said, I just can't even talk about it. Does he have a problem with female voters? Is he so polarizing that he has just cheesed off a lot of the voting public?
I think you would find the same people who would have that exact reaction if you said Trudeau's name. So let's put that aside. But in terms of
different people, the same reaction, though.
Maybe,
yes. Yeah.
But in terms of what's happening with Poilievre, he's engaged a whole subset of people that were never engaged in politics before. He's had huge crowds. He's drawn huge crowds. He's engaged a subset again of people who never paid attention before. So there's something to that, and capitalizing it, I think, is what he has to do and introduce himself to the public, because I think most people still don't know him.
Did he have to say certain things to become leader of your party, and then is he going to have to shift as we get into an election sometime and sort of water it down a bit so that he doesn't end up cheesing off all of Ontario in the middle of the road?
I think part of being a Conservative is maybe saying the principled thing, not necessarily the popular thing, and I don't think that Pierre would say anything that he wouldn't again repeat. That's the Pierre I certainly know. But in terms of the election, I think there's a lot to talk about. I think, you know, cost of living, inflation, all of the things that the government is not talking about. They haven't had a good summer, and that's because somebody like Pierre has been talking about all of the things that they're not talking about.
So, I mean, you came out early supporting him. You obviously think that he is a popularly electable leader, that he's going to be Prime Minister.
I think he's going to be Prime Minister.
And it's going to be an accountable government.
Well, look, I certainly don't think it could get worse than this government, but for sure. In terms of the policy, stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned. 3 minutes. Please stay tuned to keep informed about the latest policy issues. We all need to sharpen our game, because if we don't, we could end up with another Justin Trudeau government, and we don't want that. So please subscribe, tell your friends about the show, and if you can, PayPal, because that guy behind there, he wants to get paid. He does a very good job.